If you're new to the gym and feel like everyone online is telling you to buy several different supplements just to see results, you can stop right there. Especially if you're just a beginner in the gym, this video is going to save you so much time, stress, and confusion when you're trying to figure out what supplements you need to take for your style of training. If you don't know me, my name is Tiwaniii. I have a degree in health and human kinetics, and I'm also a certified personal trainer and a certified nutrition coach. However, I am not a medical professional and I am not a registered dietitian or nutritionist. This video is for educational purposes only, and please always consult your doctor or medical professional before making any changes to your current diet. This video is mainly for new or intermediate gym goers who are trying to figure out which supplements they should be taking in order to maximize the results that they want. But even if you're intermediate to advanced and you still are not sure, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys what's evidence-based, what's optional, and what's just a waste of money. Okay, firstly, we are going to start with the most researched supplement on the planet, creatine. A lot of people are scared of creatine when it is literally the most researched supplement in the fitness world. Creatine is basically a compound that your body naturally makes and stores in your muscles. So creatine supplementation increases strength and power, muscle performance, and also muscle growth over time. And there's still emerging research about cognitive benefits as well. So if you're someone trying to build muscle, someone who lifts weights and actively is going to the gym, creatine supplementation is well researched and it has amazing benefits. However, I feel like if you are a beginner in the gym and still trying to get used to lifting and knowing what exactly you want out of going to the gym and having an active lifestyle, I think you can wait until your intermediate phase to start taking creatine, just because you want to be able to see how each workout affects your body. And I recommend when you're first starting out in the gym, you take no supplements at all for at least 4 to 8 weeks, just so you can see how your body naturally reacts to every exercise that you do. And then once you start building up your routine a little bit more and you're getting used to going to the gym consistently and knowing how each exercise feels on your body, then you can start with taking creatine every day. So there is a loading stage of about 5 days that most creatine brands recommend that you do. Like this one is 5 days and they want you to take it 4 times a day for a loading phase so that your muscles can become saturated really quickly. And then after that, you're going to take 1 scoop every day, even on the days that you're not working out, because this supplement is one that you want to stay coated on your muscles and you want it to stay in your body every day, even on the days that you're not lifting. So this creatine monohydrate right here is 5 grams, but I know a lot of other companies will do like 3 grams or 4 grams, but usually it'll be anywhere around that amount. But also, if you're someone who struggles with getting your daily hydration in, I would recommend you getting that in line first, because you shouldn't be taking creatine without intaking the proper amount of water, because creatine and water actually kind of work together. So those are things that I would have in line before even considering starting to take creatine, and honestly starting to take any supplement. Also, another fun fact about creatine is that 1 in 4 people are actually non-responders to the supplement, which means it's believed that 25% of people can take this supplement every day and have little to no effects. But the bottom line for creatine is that it's safe to use, effective when used in the right way, and it's also affordable. I think I got this for $20 on Amazon and it's lasted me quite a while. If you want this exact same one, I'll have it linked in the description box. But yeah, overall it's a supplement that I would confidently recommend to intermediate lifters. So next up, we actually have protein, and I don't have a protein supplement, and I'll get to why in a little bit. When you're thinking like what really is protein supplementation, just think of it as food in powder form. Why is protein getting so popular these days? Why is everyone promoting these high protein meals? And it's because protein is essential for muscle repair, muscle recovery and growth, feeling full, and also recovering when you're working out in the gym. Very important that you're consuming enough protein when you're lifting. However, protein is found in whole foods such as meat, eggs, Greek yogurt, even tofu. So you can get enough protein just from eating whole foods. And that's why I don't have a protein supplement right now, because I've been focusing on eating a lot of whole foods and making sure that my food is already high in protein. A protein supplement or a protein powder can be useful if you're on a time crunch, if you're busy, if you struggle to hit your protein goals, or if you're heavier than average, because generally the more you weigh or the more muscle mass you have, the more protein that you'll need. It's recommended that active individuals get about 0.6 to 0.8 grams of protein per body weight every single day. A lot of people online are telling people that you have to eat at least 2 grams per body weight or you have to eat 1.5, but that's simply just not true. And a lot of people are overdoing it when it comes to protein and not thinking about their water intake, not thinking about getting enough fiber or healthy fats. And although protein is great, it's not the only thing you need when you're in the gym. Eating whole foods can help you make sure you're getting in all your macros, which include protein, but also carbohydrates and fat. Now let's talk about what I feel like a lot of people struggle with, which is caffeine. And yes, caffeine is considered a supplement or a performing enhancing stimulant. And there's actually benefits to taking caffeine. It can give you more energy, better focus. However, more is not always better. The downsides of taking caffeine as a supplement include having worse anxiety, poor sleep. You can be dependent on it and you can have energy crashes throughout the day. It makes some people more irritable as well. So it's important that you use it strategically. So it's important that you try to avoid caffeine later on in the day. For me personally, a rule that I have is to not have caffeine outside of the morning. So at anything afternoon, I try not to have any caffeine. And then some people also like to cycle off of it occasionally to avoid becoming dependent on it. You can get caffeine from coffee, tea, matcha, pre-workout, and other energy drinks. So the bottom line is that caffeine works, but it should be an addition or support to your lifestyle, and it should not control it. And many people don't know that you can have around 1 to 1.5 milligrams of caffeine per body weight, per pound of body weight that you have, which sounds like a lot, and it can be, which is why it's important to talk to your personal dietitian or other nutrition professional. I wouldn't recommend starting to take caffeine as a supplement, especially in like a pre-workout form, until, like I said, you've kind of gotten used to knowing what it's like to be in the gym without it, so you know exactly how it supports and impacts your performance. Personally, I like drinking coffee and matcha. I don't drink it every day, but it is something that I do enjoy. And then for energy drinks, I don't have anything except for Celsius. And I really like Celsius because, especially having studied nutrition, I can read the nutrition facts on the can and not be scared to put this stuff in my body. It's also basically a supplement for a lot of vitamins and minerals, which we're going to talk about next. So the last supplement that we're going to talk about today is vitamins and minerals. A lot of people simply don't understand the difference between the two, which is understandable, but basically vitamins are organic compounds found in your body that aid with things like cell repair and your immune health. And then minerals are inorganic elements that aid in your bone health, nerve signaling, and muscle function. The organic elements, aka vitamins, are found in living sources such as animals and plants, and the inorganic, aka the minerals, come from non-living elements such as salt. Okay, starting with vitamins, there are two different types of vitamins that we have, which are the water soluble vitamins and the fat soluble vitamins. Fat soluble vitamins include A, D, E, and K, and then water soluble are like the B complex and vitamin C. And that's important to note because it's important to know what you have to take with each supplement in order for it to properly absorb. So with your fat soluble vitamins, you're going to want to eat foods that have fat in it, such as avocados. And then with your water soluble vitamins, you're going to want to take water with it. And there's also a lot of other things that can hinder or support absorption, but I feel like that's easy enough to remember for how to take your vitamins. I feel like so many people are focused on only protein that they don't realize that they can be deficient in certain vitamins and minerals. So it's very important that you figure that out by taking a quick trip to your medical professional and figuring that out. They can help with your deficient in certain things, or if you don't really eat a variety of foods, but they're not a replacement for fruits, vegetables, and whole foods. And I really wanted to include this because it's important to eat whole foods that are not just protein packed. Like fruits and vegetables are still very important to support all the systems of your body, which will impact your gym performance. If you choose to take any of these supplements, they should be taken on a great foundation of a solid and consistent sleep schedule, consistency in training, and things like that. You do not need any supplements when you are a beginner in the gym, and you want to make sure you're getting your hydration and nutrition and sleep in order before you even consider taking anything. And make sure that you're also eating enough food. You can't survive on supplements alone because it's literally in the name. They're there to supplement and not be the main thing. So for an overall summary, creatine is great and I'd recommend it for intermediate lifters. It's highly researched and has great benefits, and buying creatine monohydrate will give you the most bang for your buck. Protein is important for building muscle mass, but trying to prioritize eating high protein whole foods is the most ideal. However, if that's not something that's realistic for you, protein powder is a great way to integrate that macronutrient into your diet. Caffeine can be a helpful aid for energy, focus, and discipline, but you just have to make sure to keep it in its place and not let it take over your life. Take some breaks from it to avoid dependency, and also try not to consume too much later in the day. Along with the macronutrients, carbs, and fats, vitamins and minerals are micronutrients that have been forgotten in the fitness influencing space. But by eating whole foods, especially fruits and vegetables, also figuring out your deficiencies will not only aid your lifestyle, but impact your performance in the gym. Hopefully this video was helpful. Comment this emoji if you made it to the end, you're a real one. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this type of content. I'm not only going to try to make educational content like this and fitness content, but there's going to be so much on my page this year that I'm looking forward to. But anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.